After driving nearly 3,000 miles to photograph icebergs in Newfoundland, my journey was almost over. But I saved the best for last. Sophia joins me for nearly a week of uninterrupted sunshine. We nearly get launched out of a boat, discover colonies of the cutest little birds you can encounter, and experience something unlike anywhere else in the world. This is episode 7. Welcome back, everyone. Today's episode is going to be extra special since, as I've probably already spoiled in the thumbnail, Sophia is coming to join us. But I'm headed to the airport right now to pick her up, and for the next couple days we're going to be on an adventure here in Newfoundland, and it's going to be great because we all know the real star of the show at this point is Sophia. Oh, there she is. You come here often?
Hi! Look at you in shorts.
It's hot out.
It's so nice.
Okay, she's here. Now, I have a snacky for you.
Oh.
Or
Ooh.
if you need granola, I got you a granola bar.
Come here, granola bar.
Or, hold on, wait. I got you the most expensive water I could because you're a princess.
What? Excuse me? Why?
We hit the road hoping to make it for sunset, but honestly, I was so happy it didn't really matter what happened that evening. Oh, it's go time. Okay. Hopefully we don't get eaten by bugs. So where are we?
Trinity.
What is it famous for?
I don't know.
Those houses. The colored houses.
The colored houses.
Can you tell who planned this section of the trip?
I booked it.
I didn't say who booked it. I said who planned it.
I don't think the flies are really coming through.
You gotta, when you're flying the drone and you don't have time to put pants on while there's bugs, you gotta just do, the bug dance. But you gotta really pay attention. And you're getting some really epic footage. So there's just no time to put any pants on. I mean, just look at this footage. Like, would you put pants on while you're getting this footage? No, you just don't have time. So you just gotta kick them. Nope, I don't want you, bug. Oh, we gotta take some photos. Did a lot of my exercising today. Oh yeah.
It's a little bit of a crab walk.
Hey, no commentary here. For the last several years, I've been living on the road, exploring as much as I could afford. On a few occasions, I spent months at a time completely alone, with my only real social connection being to talk to a camera like it's a hand-painted volleyball. I made incredible memories, woken up in some of the most beautiful spots that you can imagine, but also quite a lot of Cracker Barrel and Walmart parking lots, and I've definitely had many moments coated in tears. There's so much that happened that I could probably make an entire YouTube series about it. The common thread throughout most of it was that I was alone, until now. All right, well, that was quite the welcome back to Newfoundland. Mm-hmm. I picked you up from the airport, we drove here, and I was like, well, we're probably not going to get sunset or anything, so we'll just make the best of it. As soon as we pulled in, that was the sunset that was happening.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely incredible.
Just amazing. And this little town is so cute. I mean, look at that. The moon is back there. The colored houses are right behind us. The sun was setting. Got some drone photos. I mean, that's pretty great.
Pretty good first day.
You've only been here for like 3 hours. Okay, so what are we doing tomorrow that they need to be excited for, to stay tuned for?
Tomorrow we're going whale watching.
No, you can't actually tell them. You gotta like hype it up, not tell them what we're doing so that they keep watching, and then we'll be like, we're going on a big adventure. Who knows what's gonna happen?
If we make it out alive.
All right, see you tomorrow. Later. What's going on this morning? What are we doing?
Am I allowed to tell the people this time?
Well, you already spoiled it last time.
We're going whale watching.
Okay, but do you think we're actually going to see any whales?
I hope
or if
so.
I'm just going to get sick on the boat?
I have nausea bracelets.
That you have? You didn't tell me this. I'm learning this for the first time right now.
I know. I can learn.
You didn't tell me this.
No, I didn't.
What's a nausea bracelet?
It's like some kind of pressure point to help
That
with
sounds like
nausea.
some kind of voodoo.
Yeah. I don't think it works.
Okay, but
I wear them anyway.
All right, well, here we go.
Wish us luck.
Are you ready to go?
So ready.
All right, we're kind of in the front.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Splash zone.
Did you take any medication?
I did.
You didn't share any of that medication.
No, I didn't.
What is going on today? The strap, the medication, didn't offer any of it.
Look at me, so selfish.
Okay, here we go. All right, I know the last scene you saw was us jokingly being like, oh my God, we're on the front of the boat. Are we gonna survive? Well, the truth is, no. Well, I mean, we survived, but I couldn't handle it. We got about, I don't know what, 5 or 10 minutes out. And basically, I was holding this camera and we took a big wave, completely soaked and splashed. It hit this. I panicked a little bit, put it in my pocket, and then was basically holding on for dear life with no autonomy to wipe it off or do anything else. She's holding on to my camera that's in the wet bag that wasn't fully closed because we didn't really know how bad it was going to be out there or the wind or anything. And the waves kept getting bigger and bigger. They sat us in the front seats like we joked about. And about 5 minutes of that, I started to feel almost like I was having a panic attack. Mostly because of a combination of worrying about my gear, but also being in the front and then only being able to focus on every giant wave we were hitting and just absolutely slamming into the ocean. And genuinely, I was not having a good time. I tried to go for another couple minutes and then I was like, we have to stop and turn around. So literally I made the entire whale tour boat turn around, take us back. Now it was only like, I don't know, maybe 8 minutes back. And I felt a little better because 3 other people got off, but it was way too much for me. I've had months to think about and relive that experience. I was really close to simply editing out all of this because I'm scared to admit that it even happened. I don't suffer much from anxiety in my life, which I'm really fortunate to be able to say. Yet in that moment, it felt like I was suffocating. I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I felt completely helpless on this boat full of people who I didn't want to inconvenience. Yet every wave we hit escalated that experience, and I can't stress enough just how big those waves felt in that moment. But I still didn't want to speak up, just like I wanted to edit this entire part out, because turning that boat around made me feel weak and emasculated. I was embarrassed, and I felt like a burden. I knew it was absolutely the right decision, yet I couldn't help but apologize to everyone, and to this day, even consider not speaking of it ever happening. But I think it's important to remind everyone that if you're ever in a situation like this one, speak up. It's absolutely okay. No one should have to feel helpless in a situation like that, and they definitely should never be judged for it. I did feel better learning that the second tour of the day got canceled because of the conditions were past the allowable threshold for safety, and that our tour likely should have been canceled as well. Regardless, the takeaway here is that it's okay to ask to turn around, and we all should be a bit more patient and empathetic to those that might make such a request. You never know what someone else is experiencing. It might not be obvious, but it was quite hot that day, something I was very unfamiliar with during my visit to Newfoundland. As a matter of fact, this ended up being the hottest day they had all year. She's risking it.
I was told that if I wanted life to believe, and the answer's not the questions I could conceive, but like a child.
Okay, you got to eat the ice cream on camera. I'm just gonna keep rolling until you.
Do not eat
Well, it's gonna melt.
soup. I love
And
soup.
I can't eat any of mine until you eat.
You love soup even more than I do.
I hate soup. I don't hate soup. Don't get mad at me. I'm from Florida. Soup is not a thing. It's way too hot down
Yeah,
there.
eat the ice cream. Hey, Alex, what are you doing?
Taking a picture of this window.
Taking a picture of a window.
Yeah, this window.
Why?
Well, do you see over here on the left? Right here?
Yeah.
Do you see over here on the right where we're standing?
Yeah.
We're in the shade.
Yeah.
Over there is hot.
Yeah.
So this was an excuse to not embarrassingly stop in the shade to cool down. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take a picture of this window real quick. And you, Sophia, are not going to judge me for it. When in reality, I'm kind of like, whatever, but I get to stand in the shade for a while and cool down.
It's like when you're on a hike and you gotta take a photo break.
Yeah, exactly. I do that all the time. In reality, it is, I'm just like, okay, can we just stop and take a photo really quick? You're like, yeah, but there's no view. Yeah, but you see, you can't see what I could see. Okay, so
you're gaslighting me.
I'm hypothetically gaslighting you.
Arms underneath, I dropped into the unrelenting world of in-between. Behind the questions, there's a murmur echoing.
Why are we in such a hurry? What's the rush here?
Well, Sophia, you see, Trinity, Newfoundland, only has one place to eat. So we stood in line for 45 minutes, finally got seated, and then it took us 2 hours from start to finish to eat, meaning the sunset we had planned, we're very behind on. The sun just went behind the largest cloud I've ever seen in my life. So that seems to be the luck today, but we're trying to make the best of it. And we got to get to this lighthouse and see if we can make a shot worth it. See what happens. Oh, no bunny, no bunny.
No
Oh,
bunny.
Jesus. If I had hit that bunny, I would have just pulled over and I jumped off that cliff.
Positive note is you're seeing the largest cloud you've ever seen in your life before.
It may have been the hottest day of the year, but as soon as the sun kisses the horizon, the temperature drops. And you can tell that via Sophia's Get Warm dance that you can see on the screen, which, for the record, I don't recommend next to large cliffs like this one. Anthony Bourdain once said, "Travel isn't always pretty. It isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it hurts. It can even break your heart. But that's okay. The journey changes you. It should change you. It leaves marks on your memory, on your consciousness, and on your heart, and on your body. You take something with you. Hopefully, you leave something good behind." I'm lucky to be able to say that in my years of traveling full time, I've rarely ever had something bad happen. The biggest challenges have always been internal, battles of the mind rather than moments of crisis. And after today, when the dust settled, what had really happened? My gear got salty, I got really salty, and I found myself grappling with something I definitely did not anticipate. A wave of panic, all pun intended, and navigating how to process it. Stepping into the unfamiliar, whether it's a place, an experience, or an idea, is inherently daunting. We construct bubbles of safety in different areas of our lives. For some, it's physical. We stay close to our hearths, within the comfort of the familiar. For others, it's emotional, seeking refuge in people, routines, and predictability. Many of my friends can't comprehend why on earth I'd ever opt into living in a vehicle, sleeping on the side of the road, or waking up in some strange places. Yet for me, those things invigorate me to shed my areas of comfort and experience the world in a different way. Now, I'll admit waking up wet and cold in the middle of nowhere isn't my idea of a perfect morning, so it's not all glamorous. But after it's all said and done, these are the memories and stories that I'll carry on for the rest of my life. Hopefully to pass down even a fraction of that to someone else, or to spark even the smallest ember of curiosity in someone like you, who's kindly listening to me right now. I'm unsure that my experience that day allowed me to leave any good behind, like Bourdain said, but I do know that the next time I stepped foot on that boat, I was far more nervous than the last time. But I wasn't going to let that stop me. Well, the sun got blocked by that giant cloud as expected, but tonight was absolutely beautiful. Although the temperature went from hot today to almost frigid to now it's fine in less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, I've been told you didn't pack a jacket, but you also didn't pack any shorts until I told you to pack shorts. So what was your expectation for the weather if you did not pack a jacket and you did not pack any shorts?
It was just going to be perfect all the time.
Perfect.
Light pants, t-shirt weather. Love it.
Okay. Have you been to Newfoundland before? Is this not where we met? You know it's cold in this country.
I was sleep deprived. My brain was not working.
I have extra jackets. Oh, also, if we do get on the boat, which I think we're going to, there's a super rare Stella
Stellar sea eagle, which is normally only found in basically the coast of Russia. He went from Alaska to Texas and was like, oh, I'm way off track, and then somehow ended up here. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Stay tuned.
But like a child falling back to no arms underneath, I dropped into the unrelenting world of in-between.
All right, take two.
Take two.
Here we go. We're in the back this time.
Going at the back instead of going out the front.
Yeah, I'll just fly out that way.
Yeah,
okay.
no problem.
What a completely different experience. If yesterday was like riding the Tower of Terror, today was It's a Small World. Just a few minutes on the boat, and my anxiety from the previous day had completely washed away. Okay, maybe that's a bad way to put it. But this time around, I left everything but my phone. Okay, you know that's a lie. It's an unspoken rule in photography that an event doesn't happen unless you photograph or film it. So of course, I still brought my camera.
Wordless sentence in between the lines.
Okay, as you could tell, that footage was a little bit shaky. Trying to film whales on a moving boat was an adventure in itself. They didn't stick around for long, but goodness was it fun to try. And beyond that, the sheer beauty of the day was something else entirely. This was a perspective of Newfoundland that I had yet to experience. The coastline, seen from the ocean. And what an experience it was. I mean, just look at these formations. Rugged, raw, otherworldly, truly living up to Newfoundland's nickname of the Rock. It struck me then, this island's history and culture are deeply tied to the sea, yet I had never seen it from the water. It would be like living in Nepal without ever gazing upon the Himalayas, or walking through an English forest without the veil of a morning fog. So this is what this place looks like from here, I thought to myself, and with every headland we passed, every cove we cut through, all I could imagine was how breathtaking it would be at sunset, the inevitable curse of a landscape photographer. But the best part of it all, every time I looked over, I was reminded that this experience wasn't just mine to keep. For once, I got to create a memory I would share with someone else. And for that, I am deeply grateful.
Feel it in their eyes. In every victory and defeat, and in all smothered dreams, and the baby bird that's eaten by the snake in its sleep.
All right, we did it. We made it. We did it this time. We didn't turn around. Well, we turned around just on schedule. It was like literally a night and day difference. What did you think?
I liked how our boat driver, our skipper, liked to mess with us in his driving and go full speed right forwards, right into a cave.
His idea of fun is making my butt clench as tight as possible. But anyways, that adventure is over. We're moving on to our next adventure, which is hopefully going to go see if we can see some puffins on this little island. Because you didn't see them last time you were here, right?
No.
Okay, well, there we go. And I have to make a stop I hate making first. All right, so when I went to Newfoundland last year, I had this idea to create this series that you're watching right now. And the idea was to have a better story, to have more narrative, to include more history. But the result was actually, I just have so much of myself in these videos. It was definitely a labor of love, and I'm really proud of the end result. And the way I was hopefully going to monetize this entire trip, rather than having sponsors in any of these videos or any ad segments or anything like that, was these print folios. Now, the print folio I am super proud of. I mean, the thing is, when you see the images on this screen, that's not what they're meant to be seen on. They're meant to be seen on a print, in physical form. And I've created and curated 10 of my favorite images from this entire trip for this print folio. That means right now you can see all the images in the print folio. It also means this is the last time you can get the print folio because they're a limited run for as long as this series was going, and this is the last episode. Now, to be transparent, the thing is, I've only sold 5 of the print folios. And I sold all 5 of them after the first episode. And if you were one of those people, thank you for taking that leap of faith, because I hadn't even released most of the images. But I can't stress enough how good of a value the portfolio is. It's 5 images that are $150 when normally those images are $75 each. You can even get a 10-pack and that's only $250. It comes with special stuff, like I'm gonna hand sign all of them. They're gonna be limited print number, because again, I'm not selling anymore after this video releases. Well, I'll sell them once you see it, but after that amount of time, that's it. They're gonna come with a personalized Polaroid from the trip from Sophia and I. They're gonna come in a portfolio that you can put on a shelf, or you can take the images out and display them however you want. Regardless, I'm really proud of the portfolio, and some of those images hold a special place in my heart. So if you've been investing your time by watching, please check them out down below. It would mean the world to me, and it really helps support this journey that you've joined me on. Let's get back to the video. So what do you think?
They're so cute.
You didn't have any here the last time you were here, right?
No, I miss them all. Just a bunch of gulls.
So we're only here for a short time today, but tomorrow we're gonna come and just sit here for a while.
These guys sure are fun to just sit and watch. I didn't get much for photos during this short visit, but this little outing was mostly just a pit stop before sunset. We did stumble upon a really unique scene as a dead mink whale had gotten close to shore, but we didn't really want to make too much of a spectacle of it, so we quickly moved on, but I did snap a photo. All right, so Sophia and I have rushed over to the spot for sunset after eating dinner. And last time I was here, I took one of my favorite sunset spots from right over there. But this time around, the sun is in a different spot. So I'm making an attempt to take a slightly different composition with the same elements of the sun in the image, but these giant slabs of rock that you can see that are currently illuminated as the sun is going behind these clouds. And what's nice about this particular shot is that there's all this plant life over here that really adds a whole new element to the image. Hopefully that light that we're losing here on the sun comes back, because obviously as soon as I set my camera up after taking the test shots, the sun is going away. When I take a few shots, I'll talk to you in a little bit about the shot. I'm trying to film. Can you keep it down?
Achoo!
Okay, the mosquitoes are fully out, so I'm currently sweating in this jacket. Are you sweating? Okay, apparently it's just me that's sweating. No, don't bite me while I just started filming. Go away. No. Anyways, this shot, as I was saying before, the last time I took this shot, it was from over there, and the sun was setting on the left part of the frame. This time around, it's kind of setting in the middle of the frame. However, it obviously went behind some clouds. It's coming out right now as I am speaking and dodging all of these mosquitoes. The sun is coming out right there. So I'm gonna go back to getting this shot as best I can really quick and dodging these mosquitoes. Oh yeah, really got me. Stay tuned. All right, so I got a few more photos as the sun came behind the clouds again, but I think some of the original images that I got while all this slab of rock was still illuminated are probably the best ones, because the whole point of this shot that I scouted the last time I was here was just trying to capture all of the geology here in this cove with these giant just slabs of rock that mostly remind me of the coastline here of Newfoundland. Sorry, I'm still trying to get these mosquitoes out of the way, which by the way, none of them are getting on her. They're all coming after me. So, yeah, okay, well, good moral support back here. All right, I interrupt this broadcasting to tell you that that shot back there was not the last shot. I came down here and found this like bed of flowers here with these leaves and stuff to just try to capture all of this atmosphere that's happening back here post sunset. And I actually really love this composition. Let me briefly explain it to you. It's basically this bed of flowers on the right part of the frame, and it's complemented by all these leading lines of the rock here. And then just, you know, cherry on top is this colored clouds back here. And it just creates a really simple composition that kind of just works well together and doesn't have the sun in it or anything, which I really love. Sophia, final words on this sunset.
It's nice. It's just dark with sunglasses on.
Why do you have sunglasses on?
I didn't bring my regular glasses. Oopsies.
All right, well, there you go. It's dark with sunglasses on. Get out of here, mosquito. Okay, here's a shot. Oh, get him.
morning, everyone. We are walking back to the Puffin colony. Sophia is holding my coffee and her tea that she keeps spilling.
It's not my fault.
Somehow she, on this trip, has gotten tea in these cups with lids and spilled every time through the lid.
Oh, it's spilling more.
Okay, well, we gotta go. We gotta handle this spill. We're gonna get there and set up. We got both tripods. We got the chair. We got the binoculars. I'm gonna get Sophia to do her best Puffin impression. We have a myriad of Puffin facts for you as you watch these little guys on the screen. Sophia has been taking notes. So we're gonna read off some Puffin facts that we thought were very interesting. What was your favorite little fact?
I guess about the chicks. We've been chick spotting, but we can't find any. But
Well, I've been chick spotting every day. That's definitely going in.
the eggs are laid, and then they incubate them for over a month, and it's great because both partners incubate the eggs. It's not just the mom.
Very progressive.
Good job, Puffins. But once the eggs hatch, then the chick is this little ball of black fur, and they're deep inside the burrow. And what the parents do is that they come and they feed their chick for the first 6 weeks, and they feed them a lot. So the little ball of black fur becomes a big ball of black fur, and is just stuck in the burrow, so fat that he can't get out of the burrow. And after the 6-week period, the parents leave, they go back out to sea, and then the chicks then slim down a little bit, they lose their down, they get their big feathers, and then until they're thin enough to squeeze out of the burrow, they hang out there, and then they grow out on their own.
They're literally so fat they can't get out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But that also means that nobody else can eat them,
Right.
because they can't get out.
Ah, that's good. My fact that I'll follow up with that one is that the Puffins have to maintain how much they eat, because if they get too fat, they literally can't fly. So if they eat too much fish, they cannot fly to get out of the water,
Yeah.
which is pretty hilarious.
It's so funny. Just, food coma puffin.
Yes.
Yeah. However, puffins need to eat at least every 4 days or else they die. And I wonder, my hypothesis is that they flap their wings really, really fast. They flap it about 400 times a minute. They're bad flyers. So it's very energy inefficient. So maybe they need to eat lots to move.
Okay, some other fun facts is that every time you see a puffin in a picture, you think it's very large. And then when you see them in real life, you realize they're about the size of a potato. Actually, I like to call them flying potatoes. Apparently they weigh about this, a can of Coke?
Can of Coke.
Can of Coke. So that's about how big they are, 25 centimeters.
Yep.
A literal flying potato.
But they eat so much. They eat. So the way that they eat is that they dive into the water. They're very good swimmers. They swim with their web feet. And they catch fish in their beak. But they're one of the only fish that can actually... fish. They're one of the only birds that can hold multiple fish at once. On average, they hold about 10 fish in their beak at a time.
10?
10.
Wow.
But they found one puffin that had 62 fish.
How did they count 62 fish?
I don't know.
I saw it. We can't comprehend how you could fit 62 fish on one puffin beak. Speaking of puffin beaks,
Beaks.
You said they change colors.
They do change colors. They're orange when they're mate, but when they go out to sea, they just turn gray.
Oh.
Yeah.
And mating, they mate for life?
They mate for life.
Oh, that's nice. They're like swans. And how long do they live?
On average in the wild, 20 years, but they can live up to 40.
You said that they found there's a person in Norway that found...
Yeah, there's a person in Norway who bans the chicks. And I guess when they come back, or I don't know how bans work, but they found one that lasts up to 40 years.
Wow.
Granted, they only started using bans that last 40 years now, so it could be longer.
That's crazy for these little guys.
Yeah, but I think seabirds live a long time.
So you're saying that the puffins we're watching right now could be older than you?
Yes.
That's kind of crazy.
Older than you.
Oh, that's also true.
Crazy.
So the reason the puffins are here is this is where they mate and have their chicks. But most of the time they live out at sea. And they're only here for, 3 months, I guess? Because the mating period is, the gestation period is 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I guess they have to build their nest in their burrow and mate and that kind of thing. Maybe they have to find a partner. I'm calling this Puffin Tinder Island. where they all group up and they find a nice match. What's that face for? Maybe it's more like Bumble?
Maybe it's more like Bumble.
Okay. But anyways, they find a mate, and then they mate for life, and they come back here every year, here in Newfoundland. What was the fact you were telling me?
Almost 60% of Atlantic puffins come here to Newfoundland to breed.
Oh, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of puffins. Are they endangered at all?
I think they're definitely at risk just because of overfishing. So there's not as much food, but they're not technically endangered yet.
Gotcha. Well, also like the things like global warming is causing the fish that come in normally on that all the whales feed on and stuff. Right now, Kaplan? Kaplan. I always say it wrong. Isn't here yet, and it should be. So that's an interesting fact as well. But
no food for the puffins.
No food for the puffins currently. That's why none of the shots have any food in their mouth, I think. Or they're just giving it all to the kids, but I can't even see it when they're coming in. So that's Puffin Facts. Anything else? Did we forget anything?
They're so cute.
Okay, they're very cute. Oh. He pooped.
Yeah?
He pooped and went back in his house. After puffing around, it was time for some food and relaxing on the coast.
Is there a rhythm to the mystery deep? A melody that's crying while she sings.
This is easily one of my favorite places in the world. I mean, just look at it. How could you not fall in love with a place like this? And then there's just the sheer convenience of it all. I can just park right here and call it home for the night, or even the whole week. It's basically unbeatable, in my opinion. Of course, the experience is only made better by the absolutely unreal weather we've been having. Actually, now that I think about it, I spent over a month battling frigid, cold, wet days here. But the moment that Sophia arrived, it's been 7 uninterrupted days of sunshine. What is the world trying to tell me? Okay, now it's time for Sophia to learn some juggling, and for me to show off some of my skills all the way back from high school. If you've made it this far in the video and you're feeling pretty entertained, why don't you give the video a like, or consider subscribing if you're not already. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Go.
I'm so nervous.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I don't have to post it or anything.
Which one do I go first? My right hand or my left hand?
Doesn't matter. 1, 2. Try again. Okay, come on. 1. No. No.
Okay, wait. Try the other way.
Sophia.
I don't know.
Now, when you let go, this ball gets to 1, just throw this one in the air.
Okay, 1.
You didn't let go of it.
I don't know why.
You got this.
Okay. 1.
1, 2.
1, 2.
1, 2.
No. What are you doing here?
Okay, try again. Don't worry about catching. Just throw.
Okay, throw.
That was good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
You're not even trying anymore?
No, it's stressful.
Why is it stressful?
I don't know.
All right, don't hit myself in the
She's
face.
stressed.
Okay.
Oh, you were that kid, huh?
In high school.
Yeah.
Most of the puffin shots earlier didn't really hit the mark for me professionally. Just a bit too far away and never felt quite intimate enough. Thus, we decided to check out another spot that's a bit lesser known for puffin washing, but also happens to be somewhere I absolutely love and have spent quite a lot of time in. If there's one thing that I've learned from traveling, it's that expectations will almost always get in the way of a good experience. You plan for a perfect sunset, and instead you get fog so thick that you can barely see your own feet. You dream of a crystal clear lake, only to find it engulfed with wind. At some point, you have to stop fighting it. Because the best moments, they're the ones that you never saw coming. The wrong turn that led you to the best view. The storm that forced you into a cafe where you met someone that you're never going to forget. The plans that fell apart only to make space for something better. Let go of expectations. Embrace the experience. That's where the real magic happens.
All right, Sophia and I have come to this arch rock that's over here for sunset. However, it appears that the sun is going to be completely blocked by clouds, even though the conditions we were getting right before we got here were really epic. It just stormed. The light was great, great storm light, but I'm pretty sure the light is going to get blocked by clouds, so it's not going to come through the archway. However, we, and by we I mean Sophia, came over here and discovered all of these textures and rock formations and stuff like that. And so instead of trying to make anything like that work, I came over here and stole her shot. Well, trying to find shots in the chaos of these rock formations. And what's really cool is, well, actually, you know, Sophia, do you want to explain it?
Oh, I think it looks like a big claw or a tree. It's soft and it's hard at the same time. I can't confirm I did touch the rocks when they were, just to make sure they were soft.
Sophia and I are going to try to capture that. Well, I'm going to try to capture it on my camera, but it's her shot, so credit to her.
Stole my shot.
I didn't steal. I haven't taken anything. I just credited you.
Yeah, this is true. I can share.
Okay. All right, I've given Sophia a camera to take pictures of some rocks. Look at her go. Look at her go. We've got some competition. Sophia, no, you're not supposed to be able to hear me.
There's nobody else here.
Dang it. All right, so it has started.
No, it's far away. I had the time.
All right, so it started to rain. The light never really happened. So what we're going to do is just show you a few of the photos. Well, I'll show you probably one photo I took, and then we'll select a few that you like that you took and show them.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to.
Okay.
Okay. I looked through the camera. They're great. They're much better than what I took.
Oh, thank you.
Here they are.
Good morning, everyone. Sophia and I are up at 4 o'clock. We got a solid 3 hours of sleep. We are headed back to the spot that we shot the Puffins last night. The sunrise is not a lot of clouds in the sky, so I don't know how much great sunrise content I'm going to get in terms of photography, but we're planning on sitting over there as the sun comes up and hopefully catching some of those cute little birds with that morning light.
For this morning, I kept the composition pretty simple. I basically just shot this image that I've shot multiple times before, one during a rainbow, one during some storm clouds coming over, and probably a few other times. I just really like it because of this blanket of, well, now there's actually flowers down here, but just this green hillside here that almost looks like a bowl shape that goes to this little sea stack spire here. And this year, the sun is here, whereas when I was here last year, the sun was over here somewhere. Just simple. I just knew that it's a pretty easy shot to get. I mean, I literally park and sleep right here. Sophia is in the car, dodging all the mosquitoes. I doubt you can see her waving, but she just waved. So I took a few of those shots. I'll show you one of them now. And then I'm gonna wait to watch the sun come up, and you can see maybe out there, there's like a little black cloud. Those are the puffins sleeping on the water, but none of them have come up to their nests yet because the sun is not out enough. So gonna wait for that, try to get some nice morning light on them, and that's gonna be the morning. So here's this shot, hope you enjoy.
How's it going? What you doing?
I was cold. No, I wasn't cold. I was just tired.
You taking a nap?
I just wanted to lie down.
While the sunrise isn't exactly what I wanted, the puffin photos are exactly what I wanted. Beautiful morning. I got some great shots of the puffins. I'm just kind of just sitting around. There's a few spots they land at where I can get close enough on the land that I'm on to get the photos and footage that you're seeing. And what'll happen is if I stay in one spot, eventually they'll leave to go to the water. But if I stand there, they kind of don't come back to that spot, but they'll go back to the other spots. So I'll walk over there, shoot some photos. Eventually they'll leave. Not necessarily because I'm doing anything. I think eventually they just end up wanting to go to the water. I'm doing my absolute best not to scare them or inhibit them or encroach on their nests or anything like that to the best of my ability. And then I'm just kind of switching spots back and forth. Right now the light's getting harsher, as you can tell, but there's still a few shots that are still working. But for the most part, I have a ton of photos of the puffins, and specifically ones that I deem good enough for what I would throw in my own portfolio, which I hadn't gotten before. A lot of the shots from the other location they're all too far away for me to feel like I'm getting the photos that I want. But this morning, the light was great, the puffins were great, they're adorable. And if you're wondering where Sophia is, she's still laying and sleeping in Ross. But I don't blame her. It's really early still. I mean, it's like, let me check. Yeah, it's only 6 o'clock. So yeah, I don't blame her for sleeping. Anyways, here are the photos. Hope you enjoy. I can't eat the cheese. You think I talk to that thing while I drive? That's dangerous. I can't talk to this while I drive.
Spending years traveling solo acclimates you to a lot of freedom to just move from place to place entirely at your own pace with no schedules. Just me and where I want to go that day. But then there are moments like this one that really make me realize just how nice it is to have someone by my side. Photographing a sunset and having someone to look over to and say, "Oh my God, look at those awesome clouds." Or the times you drive by something absolutely bizarre and you both have the curiosity to want to turn around and find out what it was. Or waking up for a sunrise to share the first light of the day. Okay, sure, Sophia went back to sleep this morning, but she was absolutely there in spirit, and that's what counts. Solo travel is great, but having the right person next to you, that's something special.
All right, Sophia and I are back in the car because it was a bit too windy out there to record any voiceover related stuff or the facts of those gannets and those common murres were the other birds. Why were they at that particular rock?
Oh, something about the Gulf.
Yeah, so he said it was something about the two streams meet and that water creates really rich plant life that they can feed off of.
Gotcha. Lots of plankton.
We were told that they eat by diving they can dive up to 220 feet. And they dive so fast into the water that they can actually break their necks.
Yep.
And they have airbags, basically, in their necks and cheeks, right?
Yes. Yeah, to break the fall. But only 1 in 5 of their dives into the water is successful.
We didn't capture any of them diving out there on the rock. Honestly, a lot of the photos I was taking there were more to do with just that spot because it's just absolutely wild. Literally, off in the distance, you see this rock and you're like, oh, it's a white rock. And then when you zoom in, you're like, no, those are all birds, as you guys are seeing in the footage. It's just, I mean, what was your thought? They were mating, right?
Yes, they're here to mate, and then the rest of the time they also spend their lives at sea.
Just like puffins.
Just like puffins.
Weird.
So they're here for the summer months, pretty much. We'll leave mid-September.
All right, bird facts with Alex and Sophia. Now, stay tuned for where we're going. If it is what it's supposed to be, it's going to be possibly the most epic thing of this entire trip.
Possibly.
It could also just be a complete dud.
Who knows?
We won't know until we get there. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. You're on the phone and I'm like, oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Did you see that?
I did see that.
He's splashing.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, I got both.
Hey, keep filming.
This was something like I had never experienced before. It's one thing to pay money to get on a boat and try to find whales out in the ocean. It's another thing entirely to sit on the coast, watching them eat, play, and breach right in front of you. Sophia and I sat there in awe for hours. I actually came back to this spot after Sophia left, and I spent literally 2 full days sitting on this coast trying to capture photos, but mostly just absorbing what felt like something that shouldn't be real. I filmed so much content, there's probably an entire other episode worth of material, but considering that this is the last episode, I'm just going to throw a few of my favorite clips into this one. Maybe it's just me, but this feels like a special place. This isn't some distant sighting where you need binoculars to catch a glimpse of a fin breaking the surface. These guys are literally so close I could throw a football to them. And they're there for weeks until the capelins start rolling out in the ocean. You can hear them communicating with each other. One of the nights I slept here, I could hear them all the way from my car. What an absolutely surreal experience. That's the thing about traveling, about our world. No matter how much you see, no matter how many stories you hear, there will always be experiences out there that you never even knew existed. This one hits close to home because I've spent so much time here in Newfoundland compared to many other places that I've been. Yet, I had no idea this was here. Sophia and I only found out about it because of a random guy in a parking lot at one of the Puffin sites we went to. I almost felt like it's a best-kept secret of the island. Realizing that you could spend an entire lifetime just exploring the area around you and still not see it all pushes me to want to see more. But it's also moments like this that remind me that no matter how many times I visit, there's always more to see. There's only so much time we have in our lives, and it's impossible to see it all. Regardless if you've flown around the world or never left the country that you were born in, there's so much life out there worth living. Sunrises to watch, languages to listen and get lost in, animals to discover, food to taste, people to bond with, and sometimes, best of all, loves of your life. So get out there and find out just who you are when you let go of all those things around you. Fall in love with yourself and the world around you every single day. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. This concludes the Newfoundland series.